That's right, guys, you know what time it is again. It's beer mail time again. And as you can see, the box is getting bigger. And this time, we got a beer mail from Average Joe. Now, all of you may not know who Average Joe is, but if you're a Canadian BrewTuber, you know who Average Joe is, because Average Joe is the Johnny Appleseed, or I guess virtual Johnny Appleseed, of American craft beer up to Canada. If you got a beer mail, odds are that if it's from the States, it's come from Average Joe if you're in Canada. And he and I got a bit chummy, and we've been working on this beer mail, which, as you can see by the size of the box, is totally freaking massive. Since about, I guess, April or May, something like that. May or June, we've been working on this beer mail. So I'm going to get this box open. I'm going to take down some of the packaging a little bit. We'll pile up the logs of beer, and we'll show you what's in this box. We'll be back in a flash, because this one is epic. Alright guys, I'm back. It's time to get into this box and see what we got. Now, I've unwrapped all the beer already because there was an epic amount of packaging in here, and we're going to pull them out and see what we got going on. First off, we got something that a beer geek loves, and if you guys say you don't, well, you're lying if you're a beer geek. We love swag, and what we got some swag here. We got all kinds of coasters: Dogfish Head, Saranac, Lagunitas, Sly Fox, etc. Thanks a million, Joe. Little extras like this are just a nicety, man. So, anyways, thanks a million. I appreciate that. We'll put those to the side because we're going to need all the space we can get to put this big-ass pile of beers up here. So, before we get into this, got to say every single beer in here is epic. There's not one that I know of that's below an A- grade in here. We really worked hard on this trade. I sent Joe a big old pile of epic beers too. And let's get into this. We'll start, most of these are bombers, but we'll get out with the small bottles first and can. First, we got beer from New England Brewing called Neighbor of the Beast 668. This is kind of like a Duvel sort of beer, and there's a local version that's like this too, which is called Aussie, and it's a play on like Duvel from what I know. Can't wait to get that tried. Love canned beer. Next up, we'll start out with a couple extras that Joe sent me. This is Rubius from Founders. I've been wanting to try this, and he saw on comments that I had made on videos that I wanted to try it, and he sent it. That's just freaking awesome. Thanks, Joe, man. Your kindness is just, you know, just gigantic. Thank you. After that, we've got another extra here. He heard also that I wanted to try this, which is Founders Devil Dancer. We don't get Founders around here. I would not be able to try these beers unless Joe sent it to me, and that's just awesome. So we're going to get into those couple nice ones there. Probably do up that Rubius first. That sounds cool. Okay, so it's hard to pick which one to go with first, but I think I will grab this one. First up, we got Middle Ages Brewery, who's out of New York, I believe, also, and this is their Russian Imperial Stout called Dragon Slayer. Heard good things about this. Supposed to be a really top-notch beer. These guys are into the whole Middle Ages and medieval type theme. I can see some of those guys maybe at the brewery all costumed up. Seems to be a thin line sometimes between what our brewers will do with craziness and what the costume role play people will do as well, isn't it? Yes. So, next, oh yes, this is a brewery that I've wanted to try for a really long time and heard a lot of great things about being an East Coaster like I am, is Captain Lawrence out of New York. And this is their Smoke from the Oak Rum Barrel Edition. I love me some rum barrel aged beer, and this is supposed to be completely awesome. It's a strong ale that's been put into rum barrels and aged up. I've seen a lot of the guys in Canada review this, and they're loving it. So thanks a million, Joe. I know that's a limited release, and I really appreciate you going out of your way to grab that one. That is just totally cool. Next up, one of my favorite breweries, as you guys saw when I did with my review number 300, and we got the bottle back there in the Stack and Pack collection, was AleSmith. And here's another AleSmith beer, Horny Devil. This is their Belgian Strong Ale. I've wanted to try this one for a long time too, and they get it in New York, but we don't get it in Maryland. Joe, awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, next up, we got another Captain Lawrence beer, and this one is their Extra Gold. This is a triple, so it's supposed to be pretty darn good, American triple. We'll see. There's a lot of takes on triples, and I like exploring these American versions and seeing, because I've drank a lot of Belgian triples, and it's cool to see how they compare to the American versions. Thanks a million. And as you can see, pretty much everything here is pretty high ABV. So me, and I'm going to have to get Johnny to get me some help with these 750s, man. We got some crunk times coming on. So, here we go, another beer from Middle Ages Brewery. We've got their Druid Fluid. This is their barley wine. It's an English barley wine, and they specialize in sort of these English styles as well, and European styles. So I'm hoping this should be pretty damn good, because it gets pretty good ratings on it. And if you're specializing in the English beers and using English ale yeast and all that, your English barley wine should be pretty damn good too. So that'll probably be a nice sweet after dinner sort of beer one day. And we tackle that alone, it'll be fun times, won't it? Next up, we've got another AleSmith beer, and we've got their Grand Cru. I've been wanting to try this one for a long time. I've seen like just people going gaga on the reviews over this bad boy, and I can't wait to get me some of that one. Awesome. Man, I'm running out of room. It's going to be me looking through the tunnel pretty soon. Now, next up, we got a beer that's really tough to get, and I've been wanting to try this one forever. I've seen folks review it. People are loving on it. Some people, it's kind of a polarizing beer almost sometimes too. But it's by New England Brewing also. It's their Imperial Stout Trooper. Now you can see they've got the Groucho glasses over top of the what was Stormtrooper now because of said lawsuit. George Lucas Studios no likey when you use their images. Now do they, New England Brewing? Yes, it's actually cool that they're still making this one. And this is just like what happened with Dogfish Head with their Johnny Cask character that's on in front of their 75-minute IPA. He has Groucho glasses also, so I imagine that's why these Groucho glasses appeared. So, Imperial Stout Trooper, you will be drank. Okay, next up, this one is a really limited release from Captain Lawrence, and I'm super psyched that I got to try it. I've seen Lee El Herlock, hey, shout out to you, Lee, review this. And I really trust his palate, man. He was totally liking this beer. It's a unique beer. It's the Golden Delicious, which is their triple, or no, the triple here, yes, from Captain Lawrence, the extra gold that has been put into apple brandy barrels. And I'm liking that, man, because it's not a bourbon barrel, it's not rum, it's not Scotch whiskey, it's a brandy barrel. So that's a neat little twist that should, I would imagine triple would really go well with that apple flavor that should be imparted from that brandy barrel. So I can't wait to dig into that and see what it does to the beer. Man, running out of space here. Let's see, make a little more room in the forest. Okay, now this beer, Joe said, man, I can't get it for you. I'm sorry. If I can, I will, but don't hold your breath. But he managed to get it, Joe. You the man. Thanks for going that extra mile. It's so cool. We got Mango Magnifico from, or Magnificent Mango from Founders. Awesome. I love me some chile beer, and I really want to see what mango and chile together and the Founders twist on it does. Seen some mixed reviews on it, but I've drank a lot of chili beer, so I think I'll have a unique opinion because I've been to Mexico, and the craft brewers down there are really, really into making beers with chili in them, as you can imagine. Okay, last but not least is a beer that comes from the Albino Rhino, our buddy Chad. Shout out to you, Chad. Thanks a million for sending this to me via Joe. I'm really appreciative. This is just an epic beer mail, as you can see. I'm pretty much hidden by the bottle forest here. But from Cameroons, we have their Obsidian Imperial Porter, which is rum barrel aged. I've seen the guys give really good reviews on this. The folks up there whom I trust their palate a lot really dig this beer, and I'm just super stoked that I get to try this one, man. That's totally awesome. So, as you can see, guys, we've got a big ass again. I'm going to be on Hoarders one day, I'm sure. They're going to come get me at the house, and I'm going to have to get like an intervention or something here. But, man, beer mail's just awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice twist in craft beer world. And if you guys ever deal with Average Joe or talk to Average Joe or correspond with him, you'll find that he's one of the kindest people you'll ever talk to. He's a super guy. And Joe, I sound like I'm gushing here, but I am. I really appreciate this beer mail. We work together. Don't worry, guys. I sent him an epic ass box of beer too, bunch of barrel aged stuff and all that stuff. Joe doesn't do videos, but maybe one day me and Chad can get him on like a Google Plus or something like that, because I know he's got an awesome beer palate. Because all this stuff that you see in front of me, all this epicness, he's already drank all of it. He's been there and done that. So anyways, thanks a million to you again, Joe. Super appreciative of all this kindness, and shout out to all my subs. And these reviews will be forthcoming. When they will come, I don't know, once my beer hoarding ass drinks down some stuff. But we'll get whatever's hoppy done first. And until the next DJs BrewTube Epic Beer Mail, God, I don't know if we'll do more this year. Yeah, I probably will. That's a big, I don't know, think globally, drink locally, support the craft beer epicness. And that's a big, oh yeah, peace out!